Sunday afternoon here in Oakville, just outside of Toronto, and the weather is starting to get very fallish. It's a mess outside with all of the falling leaves, but I still have the doors open, hardy Scotsman like I am. What we want to talk about today is the material that we built the Rollcage in Cooper RSR. I've been quite impressed with Docol R8 since I saw it many moons ago at PRI. AED Performance Metals in Indianapolis basically are the people that bring that into the country, and I've attended one of their seminars at PRI. I don't know if they're doing any this year. If they are, I will be letting everybody know. But it is a case. We actually wrote an article about it in the magazine, in Motorworks magazine, and the article basically was telling us that unlike many other things where racing has brought technology to road cars, Docol R8, which is a high-strength steel, is actually coming from road cars to race cars. Most of the sanctioning bodies out there allow Docol as well as mild steel and chrome moly, 4130 chrome moly. But the beautiful thing about Docol is that in the event of a crash, it behaves like mild steel. So it has a high strength, but it does not come apart in the heat affected zone when you see it crystallized and all that. It stretches and pulls just like mild steel does. So it's got a huge benefit to that. The other benefit that many chassis builders will not tell you about is the fact that you can build your chassis, and unlike the drag cars and pro mods where the guys are going and having to get new chassis every 18 months or so, this does not fatigue like what chrome moly does. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of a look at what we did on the Cooper RSR, and I'm going to flip the phone around and show you. So here we go. The door bars you see, actually, if we look like this, are coming out into the door. We have cut the inside of the door open. This comes out into it. So there is going to be a piece of space here. I think we mentioned that one time before. This was an idea that I got when I looked at the World Rally Car Mini that ProDrive built, and they did this. They also, instead of having an X brace, they basically came from the center out to the front, and in the back, and also instead of an X brace, they have diagonals. The idea is that any stresses will come up here and run down that one and get put into the A-frame bar. Now, you're seeing here that on this side we have gone and we have attached steel to the front of it. I have to go and stitch this yet. You will see that we have got marks for the little stitches. I screwed it up here by not having these two above each other, but you can see that these are above each other. So that's something for the future, but I will still do it. I'm also going to have another little plate that's going to come in here on this side, but we're going to leave this part that you can see over there open. The great thing about Docol is that it is weldable using the TIG process or the MIG process. So when I went and I tacked these in place, it was just a case of taking out the MIG and spotting these down. Now, when I will put this on, I'm actually going to TIG braze. The reason being that because there's not so much heat going to go into this, the steel plate, sometimes what they tend to do around the heat affected zone, they will crack. So by TIG brazing it, it will not have so much heat going into it. So that's what we're going to do there. We have also recently put on these trick little tie wrap tabs that we got from TMR Customs, and it's all set up so that we can run wiring on the cage without having to go and put a tie wrap the whole way around the bar. And it actually positions it right in here, so it'll be a nice, there's two holes, you'll go in one, come out the other, and envelop the whole harness at that point. Now, although I used just plain mild steel for this, there is a high-strength steel equivalent available from Docol, and that is what we used when we did our plates for the bottom of where we landed all of the tubing onto the OEM unibody. So it's priced very, very competitively with mild steel on the plates, and the cost of the Docol is a little bit more, but for the popular sizes it has come a lot closer than it used to be. But if you think of it this way, that the benefits is that it's safer, secondly that your chassis will not fatigue. You just look at it, and those two things, it's worth the minimal extra that you have to pay for it. So if you're interested, you contact AED in Indianapolis, and they will be at the PRI show this year. So hop on over there and take a look at the piece of, they have a piece of tubing that is chromoly welded to Docol, and then at each end they pressed it till it was flat. Now, bear in mind, a lot of people will tell you that what they don't like about Docol is it's a welded tube. Well, they rotated it so that the welded tube was on the axis facing us, and when they flattened the tubing on both ends, it was the chromoly 4130 that cracked along a line that was not welded, but yet along the welded seam of the Docol R8, there was no cracking whatsoever. So it's a great product, and I advise everyone that's building a new car, go and take a look at it, and it's definitely worth the investment. So there you go. That's our Sunday update, and